Shalom, shalom, shalom. Well, all right, shalom.
Shalom.
Let's start off by giving all praises to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem,
Ruach Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And we also want to give peace and salutations to the elect, the house of David. Of course, starting with the 144,000 as well as the large multitude chosen from the foundation of the earth who are written in the book of life. The rest of the men, women, and children of the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes, who the Lord will have mercy on at the time of the second coming. Peace and salutations to you as well. All right, and we're living in a very exciting time. All right, perilous times, beautiful times. We got a lot of things going on in the spirit, in Israel, in the world. And ultimately, man, the bottom line is that we're living at the time of the fall of the wicked, man. Okay? As the scriptures say, which we're going to get into, the wicked has been reserved until the day of destruction. And we got a lot of our people who are in these various movements and, you know, who complain about Esau, who, you know, cry about the slavery and the atrocities, but they don't have the understanding of how we're going to get justice for that. Okay, as the scriptures say, until I came into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I therein. So we've been endowed and blessed with the Holy Spirit here in these latter days, and we have been comforted with understanding. That's why this word is likened unto the comforter. The Holy Spirit is likened unto the comforter because now we understand these things. We no longer we're no longer in the dark, so to speak. All right, so we're gonna get into some scriptures, Lord willing.
This is Second Ezra, 9th chapter, 1st verse. He answered me then and said, measure thy time diligently. It is so. Right? So that's what we do. We constantly watch the news, alternative news. We look at videos from the apostles. You know, we constantly different news. We alternative. We kind of stay away from those Fox News or whatever, but for the most part, there's something big happening in this city thing. But we have to measure that time because it's one event is happening after another. And according to the prophecies, different things are happening that are prophecies that let us know that we have to be right. It says verse 2.
But you had to take that takes you to be spiritual, man. And that's the one thing that our people aren't willing to do and have never tried, is being in the spirit. All right. When you're in the spirit, you can see these things, man. When you caught up in the bread and surfaces, and you look into the so-called white man to give you your news, your opinion, all right, what to be mad about, what to march about, or whatever the hell it may be, then you're going to be lost in the sauce. And you're not going to see, all right, what's happening, what the Lord is doing, man. The plagues are back. As the Lord said, I will send plagues on Egypt as before. All of these things are happening for a reason, man. Because we're living at the time of a great deliverance.
It says, then verse 2, then shall thou understand that it is the same, very same time wherein the highest will visit the world which he made, right? So that's why you see men on highways and byways in these different cities all over the world. You see brothers doing classes, you're doing sit down because it's at that basically the time is at hand, right? You know, the reckoning is at hand, the harvest is here, right? You know, y'all shining angels getting ready to come back and reap,
right?
You know.
Well, what's that precept? The thou shall no more be called liberal. I think that's like Isaiah 34, because when you read that, let's get that real quick. A sign of the end coming will be the prophets and the Israelites standing on their feet in the latter days, man. Too, you know, getting the understanding back. You have various people like Vocab Malone, all right, all these different apologetics, these different Christians, niggas in the world, black conscious niggas. Ultimately, they're looking at us like what we're doing is weird, all right? It doesn't make sense, all right? And they're trying to put a carnal reasoning to it, and they can't do it. The reason why we're doing these videos and that you see brothers being raised up all throughout the four corners of the earth, it's a spiritual reasoning, and it's all written in prophecy. It's a fulfillment of biblical prophecy. It can't be explained in carnal terms. It's all spiritual, all right? You got it. Start at the rash. Start 2 verses up.
This is Isaiah 32:4.
Right.
The heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge.
Right. The heart of the rash shall understand knowledge. It's the future prophecy of what we're seeing, man. Okay, the rash is Israel, basically, man. You know, but now, that's in our the culture that we've been given. You know, we've been hated, man. We've been looked at as outcasts, but ultimately, now the understanding is being put back unto the Lord's nation. All right, and that started ultimately with John the Baptist, who turned the hearts of the fathers, all right, and the children, and all of that. All right, go ahead. Need a precept.
It says, now, don't put it there. It says, slow, easily, that is, when you hurry, in good sense. But headlong, hasty. Right. It says, the heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge, and the tongue of the stammerer shall be ready to speak plainly.
Right, and that's what you see happening, man. Brothers, man, we wasn't thinking that we were going to ever preach this word, man. All right, we never wanted to lead anything or seen ourselves doing this, but the Lord has ordained us from the foundation of the earth. Hopefully we're chosen. We know that we're called, but we don't know if we're chosen. But ultimately, the tongue of the stammerer shall be ready to speak plainly, man. Okay? Keep going. Oh, there you go.
Like you said, this was us. It's 29:24. They also that erred in spirit shall come to understanding. They that murmur shall learn doctrine. That was us at one time.
Right, man. Read that as call it again.
This is Isaiah 29:24. They also that err in spirit shall come to understanding.
We erred in spirit. That's the problem with our people, man. It's a spiritual thing. There's nothing that can be done carnally to fix what's going on with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's spiritual, okay? And they that erred in spirit shall what?
It says, they that erred in spirit shall come to understanding, and they that murmur shall learn doctrine.
Right, they that murmur shall learn doctrine. We were into all sorts of different philosophies, murmuring against the Lord, not understanding why we were in this situation. But now we got the truth, man. And guess what's happening while we have the truth? Ultimately, what will be happening on the earth? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 32:5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
So right now we're living at the time where the vile person, all right, the vile person is Esau, man. Have sex with animals. When you look at the different captivities that he had us in, man, it was horrible, man. It was the worst captivity ever, man. This is the most cruel, vicious beast that the Lord did it, man. He put us in his hands for the final captivity. But now, people, before the prophets got out there, people really were trusting him, man. And he was looked at as the end all be all. His way and his word was final.
Looked at as a noble.
Yeah, looked at as a noble, looked at as somebody fair. When he comes, everything's going to go right, But now, read that again.
It says, the vile person shall be no more called liberal,
right,
nor the curl said to be bountiful.
Right, the curl, a very vicious, mean person, man. So when we wake up, ultimately we would expose the wicked, man, because a lot of our people don't understand why they've been doing what they're doing and seeming like they're going to get away with it, right? But as we said, let me read that in Psalm 73 real quick. We get Psalms, the 73rd chapter, okay? And this is an impromptu. The Spirit we just got together to get some scriptures, man. This is Psalm 73. All right, and I start at 20. It says, as a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest. And how is the Lord awakening? Through his men. Thou shalt despise their image. Now that the so-called white man is being despised, man. the image of the beast, right? No, the verse, I started at 16. It says, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I therein. All right. So you have to come into this truth to fully understand how this man is going to fall, why he's been doing what he's doing, why we're in a position that we're in. Because that's one thing Jake can't answer, man, in these different philosophies. Why are we at the bottom right now? Why did we suffer this hardcore captivity? The answers is in the scriptures, man. Okay? Why is the so-called white man, why does he hate us so much? The story goes back to the garden, then Cain and Abel, then you got Jacob and Esau. All right? All of these things can be explained according to biblical prophecy. That's why Asaph said, until I came into until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I therein. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places, thou cast them down unto destruction. And that's where we at right now, man. All right, all of the stuff you see coming out, the Pizzagate, all right, everything, man. Everything is being found out to be a scam, to be wicked, to be tainted. Satan's kingdom is being set up on the earth, and who's controlling the earth? The wicked, Esau, man.
It said Genesis 4:15.
Right.
The Lord Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayed Cain,
Right.
vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
Right, sevenfold. All right. And then when you read down, this is basically the Lord saying, you can't touch Cain. You can't really, you kill a so-called white man, you scrutinize, man. So the Lord put a mark, a seal on him to where he wouldn't receive his full judgment, man. Cain was able to, so-called, in his eyes, get away with it. Then when you read about Lamech, because he was singing to his women. He was singing to his wives, and when you read it.
It says, verse 19, and Lamech.
This is a descendant of Cain. Because you have to understand, Cain wasn't just one person. That was a family line when you go down. Yeah, Cain was one person, but when you read about it, really it was a family line. There was a genealogy to Cain, man. And they both came out of who? Adam. Just like Jacob and Esau came out of Isaac. The righteous and the wicked. Go ahead.
You want me to read it down? Read into it?
However you feel, brother.
It says, and the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him shall kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Verse 16, and Cain went out from the presence of the Lord Yahweh and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife.
And going out from the presence of the Lord, he just wasn't in good. He wasn't in the spirit, man. That spirit of rebellion is placed upon Cain, man. And Cain, the biblical Edomites, that spirit that was in Cain is in Esau, man. Because what did Cain do? He basically tried to eradicate the nation of Israel. He tried to eradicate the chosen seed on the planet Earth. Because if the Lord didn't raise up Seth, we wouldn't be sitting here. Ham would be ruling, or whoever, the nation, the sons of God would be out of there, man. All right. Well, not Ham. I mean, it will be some other nation, you know. Go ahead.
It says, and Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. He built a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son.
Right, and that's a different Enoch. Yeah. When you look at the two genealogies, the righteous and the wicked, a lot of the names are the same, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 18, and Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begot Mehujael, and Mehujael begot Methuselah, and Methuselah begot Lamech.
Right, but these are all on the left-hand side. There's a Methuselah and a Lamech on the right-hand side.
Methuselah.
Yep.
Not Methuselah.
Okay.
Methuselah. And begot Lamech. Verse 19, and Lamech took unto him two wives.
Right, two wives.
The name of one Adah, and the name of the other Zillah. Mm-hmm. And Adah bare Jobal, and he was the father of such as dwelt in tents, and such as had cattle.
Right, yeah, cattle. They were well off. Go ahead. Now remember, we're reading about the family line of the wicked, and Lamech was born. All right, go ahead.
It says, and his brother's name was Jobal, and and he was the father of all, such as handled the harp and organ.
Mm-hmm. Esau, Esau's always in the music, all right, but it's the tune is always off and wicked, but he's in the music, all right.
And in verse 22 it says, and Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer.
Right, an instructor of every artificer, meaning he had that blessing of the sword even at the time of Cain, man. Okay, and this family line hated the family line of the righteous, man. So this hate that you see brewing up between so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, this is something that's been in the earth since all the way back what we're reading right now. And it's not going to stop. There's a clear friction between us. All right, go ahead.
And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah.
Mm-hmm.
And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech.
So this is a song. So Lamech standing up, you can see him, teeth yellow. All right, you can see him just standing up. And hear this word, you wives of Lamech, And when you look it up, this is like a song. All right, and over in some part of Europe, close to Russia, they pay homage to this song. It was some research I was doing a while back. So go ahead.
It says, and Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech. For I have slain a man to my wounded, and a young man to my hurt.
Right. So this family line, you can go into the Josephus, which we understand that's not everything he's saying gospel. But when you read it, he goes into the history of how the family line of Cain, when the chosen people always understood that family line was wicked, man. And they led the humanity in a way of wickedness, man. Just as Esau's doing today. All right, they broke bounds of righteousness and pretty much they just live riot, in a riotous way of life. So Lamech here is bragging on killing Jacob. Go ahead.
It says, have slain a man to my wounding and a young man to my hurt. Cain shall be avenged sevenfold. Truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
So I can get away with this shit forever. If Cain could be, because the Lord said, you can't put your hand on Cain. All right, but why did the Lord say that, man? The Lord said that because you want to go ahead. You got some more? I'll get in a second.
I got that.
Okay. Is there some more on that?
Oh, it goes into Adam and Seth.
Right, and when Adam had Seth, man, that was I believe compensation is the meaning of his name. That was a blessing from the Lord, man. Appointed. All right.
It says, and Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son and called him name Seth. For the Most High says, she have appointed another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew.
Right, now we'll keep reading down.
And to Seth, to him also there were born a son, called his name Enos. Right. It says, then began men to call upon the name of Yahweh.
So we were scarcely, delivered to the point where we can have this truth today. This truth that we have today was preserved through that line right there, man. All right, because Cain's family line wasn't calling on the name of the Lord. All right, so go ahead. Now, why did the Lord say basically, not to put hands on Cain? Why couldn't Cain be judged? All right, the answer to that is because he's going to be judged in this time through Babylon the Great. Okay, so let me get.
I got Job 9:24. It says Job 9:24. It says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? And that's who it's given to now. Esau rules. I mean, the earth is big, man. He rules the whole planet.
The whole planet. His policy.
Certain people, you really don't have the magnitude of the thought process of how big this world is. Right? It's people that haven't even never left South Dallas.
Right.
They don't even know how big Dallas is to drive from one end of the state. This world is huge. You get on planes and fly 13 hours to get to the other side. And Esau is ruling everything.
And he rules idea, he rules thought. That's real rulership, you know. He has control over his resources. He's fighting over it, of course, because his kingdom ain't gonna be the end all be all. When we get in our kingdom, you think we're gonna be fighting over resources? All right, but Esau ultimately he controls idea and thought. His policy is what goes forth throughout the planet Earth, and he's just doing wickedness. But if you look here lately, things have been just coming out left and right about this man. All right.
I got second Ezra 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that which followed.
Right. Esau is the end of the world. All right. And Jacob is the beginning of that which followed. All right. Meaning the end of Esau's rulership would bring forth the kingdom of heaven. That's how you know the so-called white man has to be the biblical Edomite. Because if you're saying the Arab is the Edomite, then the Arab got to come take Japheth down, who's so-called the white man, and then he got to be raised up and rule, according to biblical prophecy. So if you saying that the so-called white man ain't Esau, then you want us to go through a whole nother captivity under whoever Esau is, man. Nah, man. If you believe that it's the end, then you would have to look at who's ruling, and clearly it's the so-called white man. So that got to be the Edomite. But see, we go based on things in the spirit. You guys go based on things in your emotion, man. All right, in your own belly. Go ahead.
2 Thessalonians 2, start at 1. It says, "Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him."
Right.
So that's why we gather together, we study, we go out, we constantly watch for different, basically like events on the coming of Yahushua. This is why we teach.
Right.
We're doing our part to usher in this kingdom. This is part of it. And it says, verse 2, it says that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled neither by spirit.
Right. Because there's a lot coming.
Yeah.
That's why it said, behold, his soul which is lifted up in him is not right, but the just shall live by faith.
Yeah.
But this man coming with some shit.
Yeah, your faith got to maintain.
You got to maintain that faith.
Got to be maintained.
You know, and a lot of our people ain't gonna really understand. They ain't gonna be ready for what this man got coming. Because just as Cain tried to cut off the line of Abel, what the hell you think Esau gonna try to do with you? And say he coming after the remnant of their seed, which keep the commandments. What he gonna be doing to everyday niggas?
Yeah.
Killing your ass, man. Esau know that you can't be in order for him to rule forever, man. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna try to get rid of you niggas, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans, man. Also, you confusing the faces, man. All right, the Esau is about to go berserk on the planet Earth, man. All right. However, it's also written that the standard is going to be lifted, man. All right.
It says that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled,
right,
neither by spirit nor by word nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, that son of perdition.
The son of perdition. Falling away happened. They fell away. Israel,
the season of Jerusalem.
Yep.
Titus until
yep.
Romans. Yep. Ramshack temple.
Right. He sacked the temple. All right. And why did they always want to sack their temple? Because that's when we offered up sacrifices unto the Lord. You see, when we offer up sacrifices unto the Lord, he smells that sweet savor, and he has mercy. So they got rid of the temple, but what the Lord did is he built a spiritual temple. So there's no way you could stop it. Okay, go ahead.
The perdition is a 684. That word is apolia, destroying or utter destruction, perish and ruin. Damnable destruction. Pernicious. So he's the son of destruction.
And that label is on him. Look at him. Look what he's doing in the earth, man. Blowing up shit for fun. Okay? Even the way that he gets these stones and stuff that we get. He destroys the earth to get that stuff, man. You see?
Blow them down, blow the whole ground out.
Yeah, and get one fucking pebble.
Yeah, get a quarry out. Make a quarry.
Yep. So he's just destroying the earth, man. And the earth is fighting back, man. Sinkholes, all right. Natural disasters are at an all-time high, all right. Earthquakes, because the Lord told Cain what? The earth would not give off its full strength, all right, when you were in your power. And you can clearly see that. Go ahead.
Stuff don't even grow no more the same because they don't do land salvage.
Right.
You know, they just keep planting. They don't give the land rest.
Right.
Therefore, a lot of times now you have crops come up. It's not yielding. It's not yielding the perfect nutrients that we need, man. So Esau is really like damaged with water. You know, just the air, everything, man. Unrighteous decrees, man.
Right. Let me read this real quick. Genesis 4, reading Cain in 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. Now, what is a fugitive, man? Somebody who basically is on the run for something that they did. That's why when you look at Esau now, he was a fugitive. When you did wrong, you know what you did. If you robbed a bank, all right, wherever you went, everybody you looking at, you gonna be like, do they know? Or, you know, is that the police? You see a police car, you gonna lose your damn mind. Well, that's how Esau is in the spirit right now. All right, he's a fugitive. All right.
I look back at this alone.
Okay.
Verse 4, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High Yahweh.
He opposes righteousness. It's meant to be illegal to say she or he. Esau says there's not just two genders. There's millions of genders. You can be whatever you want. Yeah. He's opposing the no foods that we eat in the natural. Don't think you can eat natural foods. Nothing's natural. The herbs we take, nothing's in its fullest form, man. Because this man has said that he ain't, but we're saying he is. Esau lives by the rule that he ain't. When the Lord made all these things, what did he say? It is good, right? But Esau comes and says, well, now we need to alter it. And then he does that so that he can put a copyright on it and a patent on it. So he becomes the soulful owner of the tomato, of the pig, of the snail, or whatever the hell it may be. He's an evil mad scientist. So this is the anti-Messiah. Go ahead.
It says, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High Yahweh, right, or that is worship.
Or that is worship.
These people worship Esau. They worship the ground he walk on. Like you said, when he come, they think everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
because he come grinning with that handshake.
Yeah, with that suit.
Yeah,
muscle
crouching. Yeah, you know. Yeah. It says, so that he, as the Most High one,
Revelation 13:8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of the life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the earth.
Other nations.
Yeah, and Jake. Because Jake ain't written, this is 2/3 of Jake ain't written in the book of life now. Yep, the book of life is ultimately the elect, you know. Go ahead.
It says, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God. That's why you have this transhumanism AI thing going. Right. Esau then got to the point he just want to create a whole nother person, give them vaginas and everything, and send them out in the just like that movie Machina, Ex Machina. They creating an AI to the point where the AI just walk. They be probably walking by AI. You don't even know it. Yeah. You know, they just watching us like look there. They don't even understand. Yeah. You know, he's like the brother GMS Winnipeg Prophet. Shalom to all you Akim. Shalom, brother. Say Esau rewriting creation. Right? He's rewriting creation. Yes, he is. And it's getting out of hand. It's just going too far. And the Lord always allowed mankind to get to that point of pride. But then he did something drastic, man. We're living at the time of that drastic work being done. Go ahead. Verse 5, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. That's Paul warning us, right? Right. It says, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in time.
Right. Now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time, man. See, the answer is in the scripture. See, Jacob be like, why? If there is a God, well, why do you allow this? Why do you allow that? Now, yes, the Most High's reasoning and way is beyond, our minds. But hey, he did it like that ultimately because that he could. That's the way he did it. Because he could have easily, you had those demons creeping in your mind. Why didn't the Lord just make paradise, just forever and put us over the wicked? But ultimately, the Lord wrote a movie, man. It is playing out, all right, perfectly according to how it is written, man. All right. But ultimately, the reason Esau hasn't failed yet, and then the reason that he's, able to do what he's doing, and it seems like he's getting away, because that judgment, all right, is going to be done through in this time, man. Okay, with Babylon the Great, the NATO, the EU, all of these different systems falling, okay, and ultimately his enslavement, man. That's when we'll be able to get our hands on Cain. Okay, right now, this is the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Okay, but when the Lord puts the spirit on his man, ultimately, once Yahweh shines, he gonna get his lick back, but we gonna get our lick back. All right.
This is why he does it the way he does it. This is Isaiah 55 and 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts,
right?
Neither are your ways my ways, said the Lord Yahweh.
Right, because Jacob be like, why did the Lord? That don't make sense. Why would he do that? But then they never sit and think, well, it happened. He did it.
In Romans, he said, I'm gonna have compassion.
Right. Didn't we go down? So you can sit and complain and say, why did he do it? But ultimately it happened. So that's what you do when it happened. It was written. So then you work your way around that. Well, what do I need to, and then repentance and all of that. But sitting up there fighting and replying against the Lord and just, but that's what a lot of our people do, especially in the black country. You tell me the Lord put us in slavery. Well, how else did we get here? Did Amin Ra do it? Shep should? Go ahead.
It says, neither are your ways my ways, said the Lord Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth,
right,
so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
Right. Even the men of the Lord thoughts and ways they're not of this world. That's why people can't really deal with it. Even in Israel, when we get to preaching and bringing the word out, a lot of our people can't get with it because it's from a whole nother dimension, man. See, the wisdom of this world is devilish, sensual. All right, but the wisdom that the men of the Lord come with is directly from the heavens. So this world is going to be against it either way it goes. Starting with the world of Israel. Go ahead.
It says
withholding part again.
It says 2 Thessalonians 2 and 6.
Right.
And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
Right. So Esau is going to be revealed in this time, and that happened through the apostles and elders of great. That understanding of who Esau came from that line, that school, man. All right. The understanding of who Esau was really was, because remember the book was sealed. It was sealed. All right. That's in Daniel 12. But then when you read Revelation, the 5th chapter, the Lord opened the seals, the Lion of Judah, Yahweh Shai, he was worthy. And when he opened the seals, he sent down the Holy Spirit of understanding on the earth. That's why we say we have 100% truth. Now, the 100% truth is not of this flesh. The 100% truth that comes with the 144,000 men of the Lord is the fact that their counsel, their doctrine, it comes directly from the heavens. But as it says in Corinthians, we have this treasure in earthen vessels so that it can be a mystery to people, man. Okay? So now the understanding of who Esau is on the earth. Okay? Through the men of the Lord. Go ahead.
This is verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity, right? The mystery of iniquity, hidden truth, right. Of their lawlessness, that's what their iniquity is,
right.
Does already work.
It's already at work.
Only he who now letteth will let.
Right. And the main hub of that iniquity is Amalek, man. They were already at that time working wickedness, trying to put themselves in position to be the chosen people. Going back to the Herodian dynasty, okay? Who was Herod's father known as? Antipater the Idumean. He was an Edomite. All the way back from the Babylonian Empire, Esau is trying to put himself in a position to get that birthright back. See, that's what this is all about. That's why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are at the very last end of this society, man. Okay?
Which one is it? Job 14:5. I feel like it's Let's see. It says 2 Thessalonians 2:7, for the mysteries of iniquity that already work. Only he who letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
And who is he that's led it? The Lord, man. So the Lord allowed this. This is a part of the Lord's movie. This is a part of the Lord's word. Okay, this is a movie, all right, being played out with actual characters. Like Esau can make a movie and shit blows up, but nobody really getting blew up. The Lord's movie, things are actually getting blown up. The Lord's movie, you actually have a true bad guy, which is the nation of Esau, and you have a good guy, ultimately, which is Jacob, the elect. Okay, you have the other nations, you have actual wars, you got people dying left and right. This is a whole story that the Lord put together. And if you can't get that through your mind, then you're not gonna understand, this thing, man. When you start to get into your emotions, you lose touch with the spirit. Because it's heavy, man. And it's a lot to wrap your minds around, man. You know, even the kingdom of heaven, how forever we're going to see something new. I can't wrap my mind around it. We're never going to be bored for eternity. Can you wrap your mind around that? No, not in this carnal, flesh. Forever we're going to be happy and smiling and come on, bro. I can't imagine that. But the Lord, all things are possible with the Lord. If you believe that he is, you believe that can happen, and it's going to happen. So Esau has been withholded from being exposed, from being judged until this time. Man. All right? Some more.
It says, for the mysteries of iniquity that already work. Also, Paul was saying the devil's already in power, man. The wicked is here among these Romans. Right? Who are the Romans? Esau, the Edomites. So that's how we know also that it's so-called white man today.
Right.
And it says, only let he who now will let until he be taken out the way. Right. And he was taken out the way for a shorter period of time before. And he come back.
He came back.
Revelation 20 chapter.
That deadly wound was
here. So he's not all the way been taken out. So we know that's in this time.
That's got to be in this time. We have to be living in that time. Because when you read Daniel the 7th chapter, the end will come through what? The fourth beast. All right. Not only the fourth beast, but there will be another little horn that came out of that fourth beast. Another beast, Revelation 13, they call him another beast with two horns. That's a mirror. That's Babylon the Great. All right. And we're living at the end, brothers. All right. We're right there. Go ahead.
It says, and then verse 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Right? He's being consumed right now by the elect men. We're letting the Lord is speaking through us.
Right.
We go out, we bring this information out, this truth, man. 100% truth. We bring it out. And it says,
and Esau came. He don't know what to do. I mean, everywhere he look, his system is going down. His image is being cast down. Okay, people are starting to see this man for the wicked beast that he is, man. And that starts with the prophets, man. But even his own kind, anytime he does something, there's a YouTube video in 2 minutes calling it a hoax, bringing out the point, showing that it's a lie. After 9/11, what has Esau done that was so great? Now, 9/11, I give him that. That shit was great. The great deception. But after that, everything he's done is just getting tackier and tackier. Why? Because the wisdom of this nation is being dried up. Now we're starting to see that there are billions of years doctrine and how the doctors and everything is all stupid. Because Esau can pull a statistic out of his ass and make it sound like $1 million, man.
You about the numbers.
Yeah.
It's like it's an eye test right there too. You gotta remember the eye test.
Yeah.
Pull out numbers to shit.
Yeah. Yeah. The Esau's a great deceiver, but now that wisdom, the wisdom of Teman is being brought low, man. Go ahead.
I said with the spirit of his mouth, like it says also here to back that up, Matthew 10:20. For it is not ye that speak, but the spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. So he come through us. Right. He used us as his vessel to bring out his word, man. Right. You know.
This is Daniel chapter 9 and 10 says, neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our God, the voice of the Lord our God, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. So the voice of the Lord is ultimately the prophets, man. Okay? And this day has been talked about since all the way back at the time of Adam, since the world began. Enoch even prophesied of the day that's coming right now, man. You see? All right?
This John 3:34. For he whom the Most High have sent speaketh the words of the Most High. For the Most High Yahweh giveth not the Spirit by measure unto him. And so he speaks through us, man. Each man has a measure of way they bring out the scriptures. They have their measure of knowledge that's given unto them. You know,
and it's not partial. All of those men have that. That's whoever the men of the Lord are, wherever they at, they got 100% truth. I don't care what you can point out in their flesh. They have 100% truth because it's all in the spirit. Okay. If you knew that one of the men, if you knew this was Jeremiah, or if you knew this was Haggai, would you say he didn't have 100%? No, you got 100. The men of the Lord have the 100% truth, man. And that makes you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans uncomfortable, man. Because you are you've taken on what this devil has told you about yourself, man. You don't see the greatness in this word, man, and what's happening around you through prophecy. All right.
I'm gonna read the rest of that.
Yeah, and then we get to that Job.
Yeah, with the spirit of his mouth, it shall destroy them with the brightness of his coming. So it's gonna be a physical judgment. How it shall come with the angels, man. And it's gonna be shot on the mouth. It's gonna be beautiful, man. This is Psalm 75:7. For the Most High is a judge, he put us down one and set up another. And that's what he did. He put us down. He set up Esau, man. Right. And with him being in charge, that's why when you read Job 20:21, it's right on time with Esau, man. Right, what Job was saying. Right. That's what we're gonna read through, right.
Job 14.
Job 21. Read the 21.
You asked for that.
Oh yeah, read that.
Job 14 and 5. I think it is. All right, so we have Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Woo!
So you have a point in time,
right? Because there's a precept: the days of man have a bound, but the days of Israel are innumerable. All right, now when you read Genesis, the 27th chapter, Esau was blessed with the fatness of the earth too.
Wow.
All right, but it's not forever. And what did Isaac tell Esau? Look, I have already made him Lord over thee. Now, Esau got his blessing, but his blessing is only for a particular amount of time, and it wouldn't be ruled in spirit. It would be ruled through carnal means, which is destroying every goddamn thing, which is why the men of the Lord are so fed up, because ultimately we're the Elohim, and our creation is being destroyed right before our eyes, man. That's why we care so much. That's why we're willing to get on videos and make ourselves a fool for Hamashiach's sake, because this is actually something we care about, the creation of the Lord. All right? That's why we all, brothers, go into the condition of the earth, because ultimately, under the Messiah, the Elohim created this whole, get up, man, for those who have ears, all right? So you would be mad, you know, like you build a whole house and then you walk in and it's all fucked up. Somebody that, excuse my French, destroyed it, you know, you'd be mad. Go ahead.
You want to read it?
Read it? No. Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
So you got your certain day when your destruction comes. It might not seem like it. You know the time hasted.
Right.
Esau been in rulership ever since we've known.
Right.
Ever since we all been alive. So it just seems like he ain't gonna. Well, Job talks about it. Seems like he ain't gonna never die.
Never. Nigga chilling. I'm talking about, bro. You got $300,000 ships. You put people on. He making money. Esau got this thing a lot. Traffic throughout the sea. Got the minds of the people. All right. But it's all gonna come to an end. He got the sword. Oh, we can't forget about the sword. So you want to go ahead and
you
can Job 21.
21. You start 7.
All right. 6. Let's see. This is Job chapter 21. And
when you read this, he bemoans the prosperity of the wicked, man.
Right.
Just like we do, man.
Right. Hey.
So they let you know Job was an Israelite.
He was an Israelite. He offered up sacrifices to the Lord, man. How could he be an Edomite? Come on, man. Jake, man. Goodness gracious. Why not Japheth? It gotta be an Edomite. Job 21 and 6. Even when I remember, I am afraid, and trembling taketh hold on my flesh. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power.
So they got the old, the wicked. They get old because they have that money to preserve them. When they get sick, they got the best doctor. When Jake gets sick, you got to go the doctor that your SSI provide for you, or you're a VA veteran.
Right.
Esau had the best doctors.
And the doctors that Jake go to are these heathen that are in cahoots with Esau to destroy you.
Yeah.
Everything that's given to you, everything that is readily available to you Israelites, it is put there by your enemy, and it's set up to destroy you. You see, from your doctors to your food, everything. All right, go ahead. I mean, verse. And look at George Bush. That nigga, he was 94.
Yeah,
Jake don't be living to 94 like that, man. And that nigga did some wickedness. It says, wherefore through
they be stashed on these 1,000-acre escapes. They be real old, man. Old as hell, man.
And now these people, they're giving their brain to be put in a new body and shit. That's what these elites are doing now. They drink baby blood. All right. They get Jake's, because when you look in the casket at Uncle Ernie, he's empty. Why? Because Esau got the organs, man.
Got all the organs.
That's a big market. And he get that, he get the best of you, Jake, and he get those organs until
with a tissue. So
yeah.
Where they put in?
Yep, the raw, yeah. They give that to them when they get sick. They put your organs inside of them, man. So that they can be they want to be you, man. These people are sick. And nobody believes it, but it's all right. It says their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes.
They see their kids grow up. They see their grandkids,
right?
Because they have all the money already. They got the power, so they have, like I said, the best doctors. Their kids, they just, matter of fact, they'll tell you, you know.
Yep. And Jake kids, we don't see our children grow up. You know, we get shot. Scared as hell. You have a child. Yeah, it says their houses are safe from fear. Neither is the rod of the Most High upon them.
So their houses are safe, man. You know, from danger. They have these 50-acre estates. Kids can run around like it said, like reindeer or like sheep. They just run around in a little pasture.
Right.
You know, skip around. You know, and they ain't got to worry about none of us being nowhere near them.
Right.
Miles and miles and miles away.
Right. And we talking about the elites. See, you everyday Edomites, you come on, man. You ain't gonna even make it. But those elites, man, they, like Chris Rock said, if you knew how much money these people had, you would lose your damn mind, man.
Oh, this is neither the rod of the Most High upon them. It seemed like the Most High ain't never punishing them.
Right, man. Right.
Like you do Jake.
Right. Habakkuk chapter 2 and 9. Woe to him that coveteth and evil coveteth to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Right? So let's go back here. Job 21. It says in 9, their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them.
It don't seem like they're being punished like Jacob.
Right.
You know, they don't have to pay light bills, overdue water bills and light bills.
Right.
They check don't skip a month coming.
They don't go to Kroger and
No,
Walmart.
they don't go to Kroger and
Yeah.
and all that. This is Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Like I said, they don't have a car ain't quitting on the side of the freeway now. You know, this is who's in charge. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked.
Right, the elite, the modern day Chaldean, the Rothschild, the Rockefeller, these elite family. That's who we really talking to, man. These other Edomites are just living off of the name that goes with being a so-called white person in this, setup. But even they're slaves in truth. All right.
I read that in a note. And I was reading Jeremiah in a note that said that the Chaldeans was the elite of
the Neo-Babylonian Empire.
Neo-Babylonian.
That's it.
Verse 10, their bull gendered and never fell it. The cow calved and casted not her away. So when they have cattle, their cattle they have money to give like their cattle the best care. You don't see their cows miscarriage.
Right.
And their bulls are always mating.
Right.
You know, you don't never see their cows get sick.
Right.
And they're eating the best beef there is. They raise those. They
got cattle. You so-called you go to a market and your meat is packaged and butchered for you. Mm-hmm. You don't know what processed that meat. It's all been sacrificed inside. It's all been they kill them in a wicked way, man. Yeah. And it's all messed up. The process of the way that they treat them, and they do that for a reason, man. All right, all of this is for you Jakes ultimately, but they don't give a damn what other heathen nation, even their own kind, that they fuck up in the process, man. Because they live amongst Jake lived in some of those neighborhoods wherever you Jakes are, Esau gonna put that rotten, even for all of the so-called going, because he looks at his own kind as going, but it's really geared towards you Jake, man. Okay, McDonald's, Burger King, these elite stores, that ain't in their neighborhood, man. Right? Valero gas station, 7-Eleven
selling their hard ass chicken for 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right. Fucking 2-day-old coffee, cushion there. Come on, man. It says they send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance.
They skip and dance around the yard.
Yeah.
Singing and joyful.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the happy life. And everybody wanted. That was that one show they show us. What was the name of it with the girls? Little House on the Prairie.
Right.
Yeah, remember that Little House on the Prairie? They had everybody want to be them, man.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And it says, then they send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and the harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ, man. So they listen to music too, you know. And it says they spend their days in wealth, and in a moment they go to the grave. So they spend all their life in wealth. It seems like when they go to the grave, it's all peaceful.
Right.
You know, it's like such and such died 3 o'clock. He was peaceful in his own home.
Right. George Bush did all that murdering, but his
died
funeral was all peaceful.
Yeah, he died peaceful.
Right. But when you look at that scripture, how it say they dance, read that again. Read that.
It says they send forth their little ones like the flock, and their children dance.
Go ahead.
They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ.
Right. That's how those Rothschilds party. They put on those stupid masks and those goat heads and shit.
Yeah.
And they put the fiddle. Yeah. Yeah. Esau's bugged out. But that's how they do. Mm-hmm. You know? feasting on you so-called Negroes, all right, doing all sorts of wickedness, man. Sacrificing children. Okay, look how that movie Get Out. How the Edomites was living, man. Had the pond, the lake in the backyard, auctioning off niggas, man. That's the type of stuff they do, man. Yeah. Somebody want to say something?
Hey, y'all about to know this brother Cal, you got one but
what's happening?
Spot and Kadar.
Oh, you want to say something?
You want to say something? All right, we're gonna put you by the speaker.
All right. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't make sure the number don't show on the screen.
But you set it up there, right?
Yeah, we set it up. You got it, brother.
All right, God. Shalom to all praise and honor, glory to Yahweh by Shia Shai. I want to see apostles and elders of Greek Muslim teachers word, truth, sincerity, and for ruling well. And as the elders are speaking about how you Edomites are living, because you low level Edomites. When I speak to you low level, I'm talking about you ones that ain't part of the super elite. Hey, the white man gave you a bad plan, man. He gave you so-called white supremacy, man.
Right.
He told you that being white was good enough for you. In return, he spilled all the best of the land. He spilled all the natural resources, gold, silver, and none of that's given to you. None of that's given to you, but the pride of you devils, it won't allow you to see reality. You read here at the Great Millstone, the brothers of the truth, start off with the apostles and elders. We can see the reality, man. How you got robbed, how you got a raw end, man. And when you watch the Rothschilds, and hey, the Rothschilds are so rich, and they deal with demons on such a high level. They don't even walk around with security.
Exactly.
Get the Rothschild walking down the street by himself, man. And people would actually run up on him. And he just turn around and be like, hey, what's up? Who's this? And if he found out that it's a huge agency that he owns, and whoever runs that agency, he probably won't end up dead, man. And then on top of that, they still all the holistic doctors. Last year, they killed like hundreds of them, man.
Yep.
Some of them they probably got in their pockets, but a lot of them they put to death, man. Because they don't want you to get the best of the best, man. And it's purposely set up. Like, I don't know how many brothers travel. I'm fortunate to be able to travel. I see a lot of how these Edomites set up the whole shop, man. Whenever you go to a downtrodden neighborhood or a place that the economy is really low, they always got Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, all that shit is accessible. But when you go to a part where the affluent people live at, none of that shit is there, man. You can't find a corner store. You can't find a Burger King or McDonald's. You literally have to leave that area in order to get some poison, man. And then they got what kind of supermarket they got? They got Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, okay? But they give you a ShopRite, HEB, these low level things which they nothing to sell us poison, man. And so I just wanted to mention that because what the elders are speaking about is very, 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 very true and poignant, man. Because in the kingdom of heaven, every Israelite is going to be living the best. I mean, there's a law that says we're not even supposed to eat old meat, but we can sell old meat to them. So they know the law, but they use it against us.
Right.
Okay? They use it against us to do what? The poisonous and the trappers, man. Yeah, so these Edomites, you're finished, man. You just, and like the elder Joshua said, man, and this message ain't for Joe Sixpack, man. It's for the Rothschilds, man. And this the elite talking to the elite, man. And you're going to get done, man. And so all praise on the glory to Yahweh Bashir Al-Shah and Shalom, elders.
That's right. They have the power to pretty much create everything that's accessible to you and make sure that sin is involved in it. They pay off your different leaders. They pay off particular rappers to do what? Promote sin. So your whole culture has been basically they basically formed the culture and fed it to you, and now that's who you call yourself. That's what you are.
That's great. Yeah, they can brag about it.
But they got the money to do something like that, and this witchcraft, of course. But basically, when you look at these different cultures, Esau basically, through manipulation, through media, he's pretty much made you black, made you Latino, made you a Mexican, made you a Native American. You see what I'm saying?
Like the one Native American they had, a brother put the video out, man. You forced to do this, man. That was sad.
Yeah, bro. They beat his language out.
Beat his language out of him, man. And that's what he did to all the tribes.
Yep, buck breaking. He's done all of these, and you would be like, if you didn't have a spiritual mind, you would be like, damn, why would the Most High allow something like that?
Right. Yeah.
But we get it. The men of the Lord, we're not so emotional, man. Okay, yes, everything that goes on the planet Earth, the Heavenly Father ordained it, man. And that's even like, wow.
Yeah.
Woo! Because he controls the evil and the good. Yeah. All right? Where we at?
Job 21:13. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go to the grave.
Right. They spend their days in wealth. All right, go ahead.
And it says, therefore they shall say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways.
Right. We desire not the knowledge of thy ways. Bill Nye the Science Guy. All of these different so-called sciences. Here it is before. All right, get that in Habakkuk. He shall impute his power unto his God, then shall his mind change. Habakkuk, the first chapter. But see, Esau used to try to hide it and act like he was a Christian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The elites of this world, they used to they really hid their wickedness, man. But now we're living in a time where they just flat out like, nigga, it's Satan. Nigga, what's happening? And we in Baphomet, they coming out with who they really are and what their agenda really is. They're no longer hiding it.
Because they know half of the people is sleep.
Right. So they don't desire they're directly opposed to the ways of righteousness. You see, this is the anti-Messiah. Everything you see is in opposition to righteousness, man. Didn't it say he shall stand up against the King of Kings? All right. They're literally at war with the Most High by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And the Lord said that. Get that in Exodus 17 and 16. Oh man, bro, this is beautiful. Hold up. Start at 10. Hold up.
You want this first?
Nah, get that.
Yeah,
get that. Just read. I want to show y'all brother something.
This is Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 10.
And this is speaking of the Chaldeans. But ultimately, in spirit, we know it's speaking of Esau. All right, go ahead.
And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them.
Right.
They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it.
Right. Economic hitmen going to these different nations and taking over, killing people, destroying them, rape, rob, murder. Go ahead.
That's right. Verse 11. Then shall his mind change.
Right.
And he shall pass over.
Right. Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over. Go ahead.
And offend, imputing his power unto his God.
Right. Then he's gonna stop. Because Esau used to try to hide shit, bro. But now he is full-fledged Satan, man. It's out there on the forefront. Nigga. 666, nigga. We here. And he's imputing his power unto his God. Who's his God? Satan.
This current job site I went to, I was making a joke with the Akyam and Zaquanian, and the head superintendent of the job has El Diablo on his hard hat, man.
Yeah,
the general superintendent, El Diablo, just proud. You know what I'm saying? The devil, which is the devil in Spanish.
Right.
You know.
They hook them horns high down here.
Yeah.
Hook them horns down.
666 is in cryptic everywhere. It's satanic. They erected Baphomet statues.
Yeah.
So he's literally letting it be known what he's all about. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 12. Art thou not from everlasting, O Yahweh, my power, mine holy one?
Mm-hmm.
We shall not die. Mm-hmm. O Yahweh, thou hast ordained them for judgment.
Thou hast ordained them for judgment.
Wow.
You see that? They're ordained for judgment, man.
Yep.
Because Habakkuk was complaining. The whole chapter, he's asking the Lord, damn, when are you going to stop all of this?
Right.
And what did he say? Behold, I raise up the Chaldeans. Because Habakkuk is asking, when is wickedness going to end, period. Right. He said, lo, I raise up the Chaldeans. Did wickedness come end through the fall of the ancient Chaldeans? Hell no. The Persians came. The Greeks came, the Romans came, all the way up to where we are now. So this is speaking of now, man. But as it reads in the second chapter in Habakkuk, the vision is for an appointed time. And at the end, it shall speak And we're living at that time, man, where this man is about to go down, man. Read that part again.
Back. Art thou not from everlasting, O Yahweh, my power, mine holy one? We shall not die, O Yahweh. Thou hast ordained them for judgment, and almighty power, thou hast established them for correction. Woo!
Yeah.
So they were established for correct, just like Pharaoh.
Yep.
The reason he was able to get so high was ultimately for the Lord's name to be praised in the earth through that correction, and that's still talked about unto this day. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity.
Right.
Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he, and makest men as the fishes of the sea.
That's what he does to the world. You got people just really floating around here like fish, man. They don't know what the hell they just floating, niggas tails waggling. Women want to be men, trannies. He just basically created a society full of numbnuts. Nobody cares about righteousness. You got people marching around with you get a so-called few white people and the Moabites get together. Earth, this is Earth Day. We're gonna take care of the Earth today. The answer to Earth Day and all is this man being taken out of power. The so-called white man got to go down.
Because our people are so far gone. At lunch last week at work, I got our food mixed up. I said, "Oh, this all wrong." I said, "This is bacon on this."
Yeah.
I took it back. So through the Spirit, I actually did a righteous thing for Jake. He looked in the wrapper. Oh, this got mayo and cheese and lettuce. Where the bacon at? So
It's gone, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So because they have been raised in an anti-Messiah system.
Yeah. Right.
So they become anti-Messiah.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah. Jake was really down.
Right.
Like I looked at his face like, oh my God, bro, I need your money tomorrow. And what you do with it, hey. But I actually did, I actually showed you love by taking it back.
Right. And he would have went and got some the next day.
Yeah.
And that same hour when he got off.
Yeah.
Right. Keep going.
Good. Back in I'm gonna start back in 14. Back in Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 14. And makest men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them.
Go ahead.
They take up all of them with the angle.
What's an angle? That's something you throw in the sea. Esau throws his philosophy out there, his BS, his wine, and he just got people hooked on it, man. Because we fishing, but Satan fishing too. We fishers of men, but ain't Satan ain't fishers of men?
So he get this.
The Rothschild, these people are they fishing, throwing their hook in the sea too. You see that? Go ahead.
They take up all of them with the angle. They catch them in their in their not in their net.
Their net, their snare,
Philosophy.
their philosophies, man. Go ahead.
And gather them in their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad.
They rejoice and are glad, man. Some more.
Verse 16. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net and burn incense unto their drag.
There you go. That's that New World Order. That's that wickedness, man, of the Bohemian Grove. These different wicked, evil sacrifices. They actually communicate with demons, man. Using what we were given on the right-hand side, the different frankincenses, all of that. That's why you go to get a lot of this stuff. You got to go to witch stores, man. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because these witches, they know how to use that stuff to get in tune with the left-hand side, man. We're supposed to use these things for the right-hand side, man. All right?
Yeah, that's crazy. I believe that because I had got a book years back from the library, man. And there were prayers. It was a paper purple back book, and you can chant this prayer, and the demon to bring you money, man. This before I came to the truth,
right?
I'm dealing with this hand, like, yeah, bro. That's it.
And
that's not for real.
You gotta believe. They believe that stuff,
right? Yeah.
See, Jake, you doubt your power. The elite, the reason they're doing what they're doing and they're able to get, they believe in their blessing. Esau don't think that he got 80% lies. No, I got 100% lies, nigga. Esau has 100% wickedness. He ain't playing no game. He believes wholeheartedly in his blessing. That's why it works for him. Go ahead, brother.
No, and look how he running the planet.
Right.
You're right. Look at his blessing.
Right.
Perfect.
His blessing. His blessing is a carnal blessing. That's how we know the mark would be a carnal mark. The spiritual mark is for us, man. The spiritual mark, the spiritual philosophy, the law, statutes, and commandments, that's for us. The carnal is for him, man. All right? That's pretty much it on that.
This, I think it would be good if I finish 16, 17. This is back in Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 16, verse 17. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net and burn incense unto their drag, because by them their portion is fat.
Right, because they have control of the people. They use people. People are basically cattle. Okay? That's why they want to put that chip on you to go ahead and seal the deal.
Yeah, fatness of it.
Right. Right, because just like Jacob was blessed with the fatness of the earth, Esau was too, but Esau's rulership would be a carnal rulership, and it would have an end.
That's right.
And we're living at the end of that rulership, man.
Wow.
All right, now somebody put on a comment board, the kingdom of heaven is within. Remember, the earth is Satan's domain. This place is plagued with demons. Be circumspect. Be circumspect, man. That's a great message, man. Right. Shalom to whoever that brother is. But that's a great message, because, man, everything that from the time we wake up, even when we sleep, do you realize there's a war against you, man? There's a plan being formulated. Different demons, all sorts of things are trying to come against you. What we're eating is fighting against us. Okay? Everything is a war. Now, read that, and why is that? Oh, some more? Go ahead.
And their meat plenteous.
Right.
Plenteous.
Right.
Verse 17. Shall they therefore empty their net and not spare continually to slay the nations?
Right. Just emptying their net out. What we got today?
Yeah.
Throwing niggas more, you know? No pity. Basically trying to have control of the Lord's creation. No pity.
And those, if I can say this, and those, demons like the elders going into that vibration and that net that they cast out there, and along with those philosophy with the angle.
Right.
Look at how Jake acts when they're when they have a little piece of authority.
Right.
Like those, I didn't even watch the video, but I heard it was somewhat horrifying. Eve was getting that 1-year-old baby taken from her, and like and from her home, they were like damn near like yanking on the baby, man. Like harming, because 2/3 of our people, man, follow this philosophy of Esau, man. So that's why 2/3 of our people got to be destroyed, because they hand in hand with Esau, man. They agree. That's why Jake running like a chicken with their head cut off and going to the voting booths, man. Jake then went from Black Lives Matter, marching every Tuesday and Thursday, to back to the voting. Jake is hustling backwards.
Yeah. Yeah. You go vote in a system where your life don't matter?
Yeah. You were just saying Black Lives Matter, and you go in to vote. Oh, well, this midterm election is different. Well, city officials don't give a damn about you.
Well, that's what a black life is about. Confusion. That's why we're not black.
Right.
A black life is a contradiction. Right. A nigga is a walking contradiction. We're no longer done. We're done away with that culture, man. We're done away with death. We're done away with the darkness. We're done away with any label Esau put on us. We're Israelites, man. Right. This is our heritage. All right? None of that stuff works, man. We are vessels. What did the Lord say? Touch not, handle not, taste not. All right? If you're a vessel of the Lord, you depart from this world. That's spiritual, man.
Yeah.
He got something, but I wanted to do to get that in.
Exodus 17-16. For he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
So the Lord has a war with Amalek from generation to generation. And when you look out into this world, you can clearly see that war now. You can clearly see this man is at war with the Lord, man, and his people. That's a lot of where the war takes place through what he's doing to Israel, man. All right, but GMOs, all right, artificial intelligence, all of the transhumanism, the mark of the beast, all of that is a war against the Heavenly Father, man. And it's primarily being done through the rulers of this world, which are the Amalekites, the so-called Jews, man. You see? That's pretty much it, yeah.
I had one from the comments that was brother Gabriel Howard put up. This is Ecclesiastes 14 and 9, it says, a covetous man eyes is not satisfied with his portion, in the iniquity of the wicked grasp of his soul.
Right. He can never have enough.
Free.
Never proof.
Like a kid, like a feast on the table, like a grandma said, "On your eyes get bigger than your stomach." You know, but you eat all this food, you get sick. Esau just garbage. You like a garbage. Esau, you a modern day garbage pail kid. You ain't gonna stop.
He's still at war with trillions and quadrillions, bazillions of dollars. You still at war?
It can stop it just like that.
Right. He won't. It's right. Go have sex, bro.
For real.
Chill out. And then when he does have sex, it's with a little child. It's with an animal. Back to Job 21. You got something?
So,
13.
We stopped at 13. Yeah, read that again.
When we do, you got
14. Job 21 and 14.
Job 21, 14. You got. Therefore they said unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways.
And they push it all throughout the world. They hijack every sector of society and make sure that it's satanic. The education, the food, the entertainment, everything is being you're being force fed with satanic ways, man. That's right. They don't desire the ways of the Lord, man. That's right.
Well, you can see it.
Right. The Big Bang Theory, all of this madness goes back to Babylon. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 15. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him?
That's Esau's way, man.
It's Jake too.
It's Jake too, but
yeah.
Jake ain't living rich like that.
No.
This is speaking of primarily of the wicked, because Cain was like that. Here it is. Cain knew what the sacrifice, but what did he do? Brought some fruit. He knew you needed blood. He knew that what the true sacrifice was. He grew up around Adam. Adam was given the ways of righteousness. When you read Sirach, the 3rd chapter, it tell you, or 2nd Esdras, the 3rd chapter, it tell you that Adam was given a law. So the ways of righteousness was given into that line. He got 2 children. He grew up in a household. So and when it's time to sacrifice, he brings some fruit. Disrespectful, man. It's just the ways of righteousness is just not in him.
The creator of life. That's
right.
That's all you have to offer.
Right. Some fruit. Right. Here, take these grapes. Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. Verse 17. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out? And how oft cometh their destruction upon them? The Most High disturbeth sorrows in his anger. Verse 18.
It don't never seem like they're in trouble. It don't never seem like they're in trouble. They don't seem like their life gonna be put out, bro. Seem like they just gonna continue to be rich, continue to be on top.
Right.
That's why Jake is fighting everything they do. They just bow down. Right. Because they don't have that faith. Right. To see the books talk about something better. Yep.
Read that next verse. Watch this.
Verse 18. They are stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away.
They are stubble, right? Now go ahead and get that Obadiah.
Okay. This is Obadiah. Verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble.
For stubble. Wow. That's what's coming to the wicked, man, on planet Earth, man. All right, now this is Isaiah 47, speaking of the daughter of Babylon, right? And 14, behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it. So they're going to be as stubble, man. That's what's coming. That's what the coming for you, the Edomites, the wicked. That's right. See how we linked all those 3 things?
And it's very specific because it says the daughter of Babylon. And it's talking about Edom.
Right. It also says the daughter of Edom in one of the scriptures. I think Lamentations, the 4th chapter. All right.
Psalm 35:5. Let them be as shafts before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord Yahweh chase them.
What was that?
Psalm 35:5. It says, "Let them be a shaft before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord Yahweh chase them."
That's Yahweh Shai.
Jason.
You're gonna be chasing newts. They're gonna be running to the things of the rocks. They're gonna be running to the right.
Right. Hey, because when this destruction comes, they say the elite will be hiding, man, in the rocks. All right, and we go get them out of them rocks. But you got something?
No, go ahead. I'll try to find
Nah, get back to Joe.
Okay, I got one. Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Right.
And their dwelling place to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
Right. That's right. That's right. And that's why we got to make, like one of the brothers put on the comment board, Princes of the Power of Judah. Akim, let's throw up those curses. We got to throw up those curses, man. Hey, just like the vibration of the words took down the walls of Jericho, the vibration of this word is going to tear down this, because this is basically a rebuilt wall of Jericho. You want to get that scripture?
Jericho.
Yeah.
I got it.
This brother found a bad precept, man. But this is basically the walls of Jericho, man. When you read about those walls, nobody would have ever thought they would have fell, man.
Right.
But through the power of 6 and 26, through the power of this word, man, this society is being taken down, man. Right? And you have to believe it, man. You have to have faith in this word, man.
Right.
All right. Just like Esau believes on the left hand side and his power, no, we have to believe Joshua 6 and 26. Yeah. This is the new Jericho. Yep.
Foundation.
Yep.
Joshua 6 and 26. And Joshua endured them at the time, saying, "Cursed be the man before the Lord Yahweh that raised up and builded this city Jericho."
That builded this city Jericho. Cursed be he that raises up and builded this city Jericho. This is spiritual. Watch what he say. Go ahead.
It says, "He shall lay the foundations thereof in the firstborn, and his younger son shall set up the gates of it."
Right. Yep.
Right? So we were going into it spiritually, right? That firstborn who being Esau.
That's right.
And Jacob is the younger.
Yeah.
And he said he shall set the gates thereof, and
Right.
Jacob is going to build a kingdom.
That's right. That's right. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, man. Through the fall of Jericho, which has been built again spiritually, man. All right.
Everything is back.
Everything is back spiritually. Sodom and Gomorrah is back. All right. Everything's back in spirit. All right. Now let's go back to Job.
Job 21:18 again. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carried away. Verse 19. The Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewarded him, and he shall know it.
Woo! He laid up the iniquity for his children. Get Jeremiah 32:18. All right. And also we don't have to get it, but Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, man. Go ahead. You said 32:18? Yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 18. Thou showest loving kindness unto thousands, and recompense the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of their children.
Woo! Yeah. Read that again.
Thou showest loving kindness unto thousands, and recompense the iniquity of their fathers into the bosom of their children after them.
Right. So the iniquity of the fathers is put into the bosom of the children, just like it happened to us.
That's right.
This is you got some more?
The mighty power, Yahweh of hosts is his name.
Right. So that proves reincarnation. Right. All right. This is you are your father. You never get away.
Yeah.
Through the system of reincarnation, you're bound to what you're gonna be bound to, man. There's no way out.
Got to be played out.
Spirit got it on lock. Okay? You'll never get away. And you always have that blessing if that blessing is on you.
Right.
That's why the scriptures say there be some here that shall not taste death, because from the foundation of the earth they were chosen to get the victory. Right? You see what I'm saying? This is Sirach 11 and 28. Judge none blessed before his death. Like a lot of these devils are blessed when they die, right? Judge none blessed before his death, for a man shall be known in his children. So all of these people who you think got away with it, they're back here somewhere.
Yeah.
That is perfect, man. Call Halal Yahweh Bashir Rashad. That is perfect, man. Now, if you take this reincarnation out of the picture, then everything's all jacked up. People can.
And it's confused for sure.
It's confused. Then how would the seed of Israel be preserved if there was no reincarnation, man? All of this mixing, it all be. It has to be through the spirit, man.
That's right.
The spirit determines the nationality, man.
Numbers
You
1:18.
see what I'm saying? And that's something you people don't get. Go ahead.
Proverbs 16:33. The lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of Yahweh. So it's kind of like saying, you throw the dice, you just throw them, but the Lord gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
Just like you said, it don't matter. Certain people born Israelites, certain people born Edomites.
Hamites.
This is what it is.
It
Hamites.
is.
You know, just your lot.
Yep. From the foundation
Yes,
of earth, the
yes.
Lord chose each amount of spirits
Yeah.
to be with this nation, with that nation. It was already done from the foundation. And whenever that spirit come onto the earth, it's gonna be an Israelite.
This disposing means decision.
Yeah, that's right.
So the whole decision there is the Lord God.
Right.
So what you gonna be?
No free will. You can't. Hey, what is it about the vessel in Romans? Go ahead.
Ninth chapter.
I think so. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So that just kills everything with the whole other philosophies with Esau, with his Big Bang theory, or you only got one life, so you better live your best one. You know what I'm saying? Of course, while you're here, you're supposed to live the best of your capability, but that's not it. That's not the end all of be all.
And that makes it more interesting. Yeah. You know, like the spirit that's in, we've been here before in a whole other, but what, like the Lord say, we are but of yesterday, but know nothing. The Lord took away. Because if you could know who you were in a past life, you wouldn't get through this one. You'd be sitting there trying to figure out who fucked you over and where he at now and
Right. Yeah.
where this chick at. You would lose your mind. That's why the Lord cut it off, man.
Because that'll let you know it's confusion, because when you quote unquote live, you know, your one life, you shouldn't be living unhappy like that.
Yeah.
We're here to enjoy the earth, and you sitting here, you know what I'm saying? Great, it's a great thing to fear the Most High, first and foremost. But you're not supposed to, you know, just be looking around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should be living like that, man.
That's why we got to get the hell out of here.
That's right.
Yeah, back. No, I'm good.
Job 21:19 again. The Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewarded him, and he shall know it. Verse 20.
He gonna know it, and they starting to figure it out. They're starting to know it. You see Esau, he don't know whether to hug you, hang you. He don't know what to do. His mind is all messed
He
up.
up and down. He don't know.
Beethoven.
That's why that Beethoven driving them crazy. He wasn't created for them.
Right.
That's why when they see Jake get together, now Esau racist. Everything's damn racist, man.
Because you guilty. That's why you saying that.
And true racists are the ones who can have the control to put the damn McDonald's in the neighborhood where Jake is. We just talking.
Right.
We're just talking. We ain't actually harming you and experimenting on your people and destroying your children. And nah, the true people who you need to be worried about that are racist are Edomites, man. The Rothschilds, man, because they can get away with the shit that they're doing. We ain't. What have we done to anybody? But standing on the street corner, found out who we truly are, and preach this word, man.
Yeah.
But see, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. And Esau is carnal. So he's trying to figure out a way to draw us into this carnal arena so he can destroy us. But the Spirit of the Lord, hey, you can't pay off the Holy Spirit. You can't feed the Holy Spirit a Big Mac and fuck up the DNA of it.
Right.
You know, you can't, it is what it is. All right, let's keep going.
Verse 20. Job 21:20. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty.
So they're gonna see when thermonuclear destruction hit. Them elites, man, y'all are gonna be in the space stations or in a bunker. You're gonna actually witness destruction of America, man. Your what they call down south, your honey hole. Y'all gonna actually see that destruction, man. You know?
For what pleasure hath he in the house after him when the number of his months is cut off in the midst?
Woo! The number of his months is cut off, man. All right. You pay for a 45-minute massage, you get into that massage, that 45-minute cut. You're like, wait a minute. Trying to put a charm on her. Give me a few more minutes. Walk out on your
It
ass.
says pleasure have he in his house after him. In that margin I got, does he really care about his household
He don't.
when his numbers are cut off?
Yeah.
His months are cut off. So I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
'Cause I talked to Edomite. I was in the hospital about a month ago. I don't know. He just came up on me talking about his sons, how they ain't about shit. He said he got them in the wheel. It's 3 of them. He said when he died, they all get like $1 a piece. You know what I mean? So that scripture go right with it.
They spun from you.
Yeah,
You know how they are.
So he gonna give him $1 a piece, and then the rest of his money gonna send to like a charity or something. He gonna give him $1 a piece. I'm like, damn, this up low. He don't give a shit about his household.
Okay. Well, when he gave away that birthright, that proved he didn't care about his
Yeah.
household. He really was like, we gonna be destroyed forever, but at least we gonna be able to enjoy the earth and be wicked for a minute.
And the ones who had sense enough to keep us in slavery and build something for themselves, when they pass it on to the kids, they spend the money. They don't give a shit. And then when they grandkids, when their kids come up, they lose the whole.
Yeah.
That's why you see so many stores are shut down in these towns, man.
Right.
When you go to smaller towns outside these big cities, a lot of stores are mom and pop stores that have been around for years and years. And when they the old people get old and die off, the kids don't give a shit about it.
Sell it and go get
They
the money.
just spend the money, and then the next generation lose the whole shit. So then now you have ghost towns, but that's all spirit. Oh, y'all got you.
Yep. You know, opiate children on opioids, all drugged out. Through. Edomites are losing. Edomites are getting ready to take the biggest L known to mankind. All right.
This is Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this proverb, right, against the king of Babylon. Meaning king of Babylon is America.
King of Babylon. Yep. That's Esau. Daughter of Babylon. There you go.
It says, say, how has the oppressor ceased? How have the golden city ceased? Right? And that's the whole system, man.
Right.
That has been oppressing us since the slave trade,
Man.
man. How does that shit cease, man?
Gone.
You know?
Go ahead.
Even though we still in slavery, man.
Yeah.
You know, we still in slavery. We not slavery.
No.
It says,
But mentally, we're
Yeah.
free.
the Lord Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler. So Yahweh Shemashai is going to break their rulership. The thermonuclear destruction, and the race riots, right? Pestilence, famine,
Natural disaster.
natural disasters. We breaking it down, man. Look at those people in California, man. They lost everything. They
Paradise.
still ain't found everybody who did. The simple thing would be just go pull up your records in your the courthouse and see who lived in the area and call a cell phone. If they don't answer, they dead. They still got 300-400 people like we don't know if they dead or not. That's easy.
Yeah.
They dead. Y'all done
Accept it.
sacrifice them and everything. They don't
That's a
care.
major sacrifice. Yeah.
Burn them in the fire of Molech, man.
In Paradise, that city that burned down, that was a racist place, man. A lot of wickedness goes on there. The Lord burnt it to the ground. So what are you going to do to the ground?
If you see how white this, like the after everything burnt down, how white it was. I was looking on what's that show called Chicago Fire? It was one of them shows where something had burned, and they showed that same scenery on there. It was white like out there, but they said on Chicago Fire it was like this was burned with that accelerant called phosphorus. And it was white just like they were showing out there. So it's easy, man. That was all set up. Shit burned too hot. You know what I mean? It burned really too hot.
Well, they got all these chemicals in the air.
Yeah,
all
just
this-
fly the plane over, drop that shit down a couple of weeks before.
Yeah.
And once it dries, it's still there.
Yeah.
So when it starts up, that shit go up.
Right.
Man.
Got this black tar popping up all over the earth. Esau don't know what it is. This place, you got oil in the water. This place, once this place get hit with fire, it's going to ignite. That's right. Go ignite. Go ahead.
Verse 22, Job 21:22. Shall any teach the Most High knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are high?
Woo! And Esau thinks he can teach the Most High, man. Well, the strawberry's good, but let's put a fish gene in it so that it survives the winter. Well, you just ain't gonna have strawberries at particular parts of the time of the year, man. You know, he's just all of the salmon is genetically modified. It's all got eel genes and roach genes in the tomatoes, and people really don't believe it. There's aborted fetus cells. He's turning everybody into cannibals, man. The food we eat got human DNA in it.
Look at all the when you go to the grocery stores now they have to have those advisories of this particular lettuce right here was not involved in the salmonella scare of last month. Well, why the hell I gotta have a warning about lettuce? Because y'all ain't rude, bro.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, and we're not serving no lettuce.
Yeah. You messed over the iceberg, the romaine. You know, maybe I didn't want spinach or kale that week, bro. Maybe I want, so long for lettuce. Yeah.
And that's the point of the scripture. We shall eat the food defiled amongst the Gentiles. Yeah. So that's in the Bible. And that's what's going on right now. That's what I see. So shall any teach the Most High knowledge, seeing he judgeth those things that are high? One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. Verse 25. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure.
Thou oppressed, thou owing bills, leave your whole family taking over your bills and shit. That shit fall on everybody else. Yeah, because you didn't have enough money to have a $50,000 life insurance. You only could afford 10. And caskets are 10,000 already. That's how they died.
Yeah. It's like those you want to watch the stories of Unsung?
Yeah.
All those Jakes who were real talented in music. Just through died broke. Creators I can't think of Jake's name, but I think some gutter rat got the credit. The one who did Good Times. I know you may know. The story of that with Jake never got the credit. They said, well, he was a writer for the company, but the gutter rat, talking about, well, they got what they deserved or what was agreed upon, says the so-called Jew.
Yep, he's just gonna read that. Verse 26, Job 21 and 26. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worm shall cover them.
The point is coming up. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me.
Right, and to set up the new world order, man, to actually put a chip inside of the Lord's creation. All right, and the mark of the beast, all right, is the microchip, man. All right, anybody who can't see that and who don't get that, that's on you. All right, Esau by carnal means is planning on, all right, being the Most High on the earth. Esau is going to use technology, things of this world, carnal things, to become the Most High on the earth. And if he puts the microchip inside of you, he puts his name on you. He put his vibration on you. He puts his mark in you. And it sounds stupid, but everything this nigga does is stupid. Who you think his final plan is going to be smart?
For real, right?
It's very stupid. The spiritual mark belongs to the Israelites, Ezekiel 9 and 4, Thawah. All right, which Tha ultimately is the first letter in Thawah. All right, the Torah, man. The law, statutes, and commandments are going to be put inside of us, man. We have the spiritual mark. Esau's blessing is carnal, man. So everything that comes with his blessing is carnal, man. Okay, you cannot control buying and selling through spiritual mark. All right, Esau, read your mind. You know what you believe in, and then he gonna sell you something. Nah, man. That's what he said. Go ahead. You got some. Go ahead.
That name might have been Eric Monte. Monte.
Yeah, that was just Eric Monte.
Yeah.
Kevin
Williams. Yeah. And the dude who used to play on Lionel.
Yeah.
Okay. His name was Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. Yeah. He had to take Esau to court.
You Israelites gotta ask yourself, why is somebody dead set on telling you that the RFID technology ain't the mark of the beast? Like, but then not condemning the technology itself? Yeah, you gotta ask yourself that question, man.
come in.
Right.
Something ain't right about that.
I don't even right.
Like these dudes are going all out to just, you know what I'm saying? But then they say if you take the mark, if you take the chip, you taking the beast system. This is really just a stupid argument, man. At the end of the day, this is the doctrine right here, man. If you don't believe it, hey, go do your thing. Go take the chip and see if it ain't the mark of the beast.
Right.
So just do it then.
Let us know how it works out.
You know,
You're gonna know about it.
That's right.
because you can't control buying and selling through a philosophy, man.
That's right.
Right? That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 28, for ye say, where is the house of the prince? And where are the dwelling places of the wicked?
That's what we're going to do. That's what's going to be said one day, man. Go ahead.
Verse 29, have ye not asked them that go by the way?
Right.
And do ye not know their tokens?
Right.
That the wicked is reserved to the day of
The
destruction.
wicked is reserved until right now. All right. The wicked is reserved. All right. So the Lord allowed them to dance and have their fun and control the earth and, you know, rape, rob, murder. All right. Even as Cain, they did that. But their judgment is reserved, all right, to happen through Babylon the Great. All right. Go ahead.
Proverbs 16:4, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Right. We're in that evil day. Right. It's going to take some extreme faith to get through what's coming, man. That's why we have to make sure that we are offering up the right sacrifice, man. That's right. Because Esau's about to come with some stuff that will stir your faith if you're not rooted, and look for a way to bow to the image of Baal, man, and make excuses, man. Yeah. A lot of you Jakes are going to take that chip, man. You're going to look for an excuse to take that chip because you lack faith, man. You don't believe that he is. And when you got people playing around how the market is, you had ISUPK say, well, the Lord ain't going to kill you if you take no microchip. So when it all comes down to the get down and things get rough, a lot of our people are going to turn that back on Yahweh Bashim El Shai, man. All right? Go ahead, brother.
Who shall, 31, who shall declare his work? Verse 30, the wicked, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath.
They're gonna be brought forth to the day of wrath. Meaning also, they're gonna actually get away from their original wrath. But like we were speaking in the car, when we come back down, New Jerusalem come back.
Oh, yes.
The Lord gonna give us the power to go round them up.
Right.
We're gonna substantiate that. We're gonna prove what the priest just said. Revelation chapter 9 and the last two verses. Revelation 6 and start at 14.
This is Revelation 6, verse 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll.
Where can we find that precept at? Isaiah 34, dealing with the fall of the Edomites. See that? Go ahead.
As a scroll when it is rolled together, and even so like it. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
Right. This was hitting, all right, the vibration of the chariots, all of that will cause the earth to really, move real to and fro. Go ahead.
Right. Verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
Right. That's after the destruction. Yeah. Keep going.
And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne.
Right. Now jump to Revelation, the 9th chapter. That's third. Revelation 9 and like the last two verses. Because see that? Because see that after the destruction, there's still going to be people on the earth, man. How do you think we're going to have slaves?
That's right.
How do you think we're going to purge out the rebels? Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 9, verse 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk.
Right.
Neither repented they of their murders nor their sorcery.
It's the elite, man. Go ahead.
nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts.
Esau still gonna be making excuses.
Yeah.
Chariots in the sky.
Yeah.
That's how you know he ain't gonna be around forever. We ain't gonna have to fight against this guy forever, man. He'll never submit. The other heathen nations are eventually gonna submit. Esau will never submit. It's not in his DNA. It's not in his spirit. That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll go back to that. We can end it up.
Okay. This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. And that bloody right there is in the Lashon Kodash is Dam. And that means, when blood is shed, that means death. This place is death, man.
Right.
It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. That's why this has to be destroyed, because if it's not destroyed, that means we never get out of captivity. Right. I don't know how, because if that's the case, if Jake hustling backwards like they are, man, we'll real talk, we'll end up on some in the field shit, like real talk, bro.
That's what Jake wants.
Yeah, you really want to be in chains, because with this new world order and this RFID chip, bro, it's gonna be the stipulation, rules, and regulations are gonna be even more.
You think slavery was harsh? What you think you gonna do when you put that chip in?
Yeah.
And you Jakes go get hungry, start looking at each other, and you go sell out.
Yeah.
If you did that in the wilderness with Moses, that was food.
Oh,
Always
barley,
food.
cucumbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Jake.
Jake.
Got a gang unit officer with an M16 patrolling the neighborhood. Watch, man, that's coming, man.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. When I'm a man, bro. As soon as you blurt something out, you're gonna get shot, or your chip shut off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, because the chip they talking about controlling thought. You gonna be locked into this big database, and Esau plans on saying, "Oh, he's thinking this. Cut him off."
Yeah.
Big ass kid, man. In that plane.
For real, cut him off. Like Esau is trying to that transhumanism. He's trying to control the spirit of things. See, and people don't really believe this nigga is crazy, but hey, we said it and we just putting the word out there. If you don't believe it, it's all good.
Why you think they with their technology each decade or honestly every month, man, they have a chance. They advance their technology
Every month.
Look at the lie detector test. Yep. That wasn't for your benefit. That was for Esau's benefit. Let's see what he's thinking.
Yep. And Moab right along with him trying to do the same thing.
He's a fraud.
They're having a technology war, basically.
Yeah, that's right. This is what's going on right here. Job 21:31. Who shall declare his way to his face?
Who shall declare his way to his
What
face?
you see now?
Everybody ain't sufficient for that, man. That's what we're set up to do, to declare his way to his face, man.
Tell and show and announce and publish.
Right. Then shall the righteous man state in great boldness before the face of such as ever afflicted him, man. That's right. And you can call it crazy. All right, what's that? Teddy Riley?
Yeah. You
know, God.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. You can call, so hey, it's all good. But ultimately we understand that this is for a bigger cause, man. That's right.
Hey, you can call us crazy, we can call you Satan. You
Right.
can call
Right. Hey, because you are crazy if you believe in this world, man.
Right.
Niggas still celebrating Christmas and Halloween and voting. You crazy. You can say I got on a dress and we stupid. Well, you stupid for wanting the so-called white man to continue ruling forever. Man. That's right. Or if there was a heaven, he'd be there right, ruling right with you, man. This nigga right there. Pass the wine, Esau. Damn Edomite. Come on, man. Nah, man.
Yeah, that's right.
The giraffes are going extinct. So we're set up to tell this man his way before his face, man. The prophets are here to say, party over, man. Go ahead.
Verse 32. Yet shall he be brought to the grave and shall remain in the tomb.
When they bring him to the grave, they have people watching over the dead bodies, like the Arlington Cemetery. Bunch of dead bodies. You got like them soldiers that constantly walk back and forth.
Wow. Verse 33. The cries of the valley shall be sweet unto him, and every man shall draw after him, as there are innumerable before him.
So when he died, guess what? You have those big funeral processions, and they being honored. And then they got a lot of people coming paying respects, like they just did Bush, man. They had drink his blood at night and then take him to DC so they could smell it for a little bit. And they got to bring him back to Texas.
Yeah,
They gonna smell him in Texas. Smell him a little bit in Texas.
Rotten ass.
Then they gonna plant him in the ground, man.
And he looked like Satan himself.
You got a lot of people respect him like he was such a great dude. And dude had a lot of scandals on it.
Some blood on his head, man.
And we'll just hit this and then we can end it.
He's got one more on this.
Oh, read
This last verse. Verse 34. How then comfort ye me in vain, seeing in your answers there remaineth falsehood?
Every explanation he got is a lie.
Everything's a lie.
Everything's a lie.
And he's quick with it. He's good with it. And people used to believe it, but now people starting to look at it like, come on. You ain't go to the Steph Curry just said he ain't go to the moon. Everybody losing their damn mind. But then their approach, you should be able to think how you want. You should respect everybody's way. But when Jake says something that's out of the norm, then everybody loses their damn mind.
Yeah, like you said, we were just saying, who's gonna openly criticize him to his face? Like if they say that person say they go, they'll make him apologize. Like I said, we the only ones that really putting it down in the spirit power Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They gonna tell him to his face, man.
And that's an energy you can't really you can't really avoid it. You can't like, bro, even Jake in these positions, like they don't know why they saying this. They know Esau's the devil, but they just saying stuff. Somebody wished Kyrie Irving a happy Thanksgiving. He's, he's a I think he's a guy.
Yeah, he said fuck.
He said fuck Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Now Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Now Kevin Hart, like, nah, I ain't just the, you know what I'm saying? He apologized on some level, but he was like, nah. He said, nah, I'm stepping down. Nah. He said,
never apologize.
yeah. He said,
We're not compromising. I'm not sorry, man.
Sorry, not sorry.
I'm not sorry.
We're not sorry. Go ahead and get that. Right.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse
Start at
16. 16, come on. Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Right, showing you that Lucifer that's talking about a man, a nation of people, man, the man of sin.
That's right.
All right, because that's Lucifer who was talking about it. Which, when you go up earlier, is the king of Babylon. So it all links. You just got to get it spiritual. Go ahead.
That did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness.
Who did that? Ham didn't do that. Japheth didn't do that. Why y'all want to put that on? Why y'all want to make this man into Japheth, man? Japheth should be cursing you, doing videos, cursing all of you niggas out there saying that, man. If I was Japheth, man, I'd be cursing y'all. How the hell you gonna say that the so-called white man is Japheth, bro? It's no prophecies, literally zero prophecies of Japheth doing what this man is doing throughout the earth. Japheth didn't put us in no hardcore captivity like this. Now, each nation has their part in our fall. But Japheth ain't doing what this so-called white man doing. Go ahead.
Verse 17. That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners.
Bro, got people in jail for life, bro. Niggas singing live.
I know, right now.
Niggas singing about life.
Jake, who's been falsely accused.
Bro, so many, bro, over little charges, bro. He will give Jake fucking 20-something years for small charges.
What,
Esau murder somebody, snort coke, but that proof that's Cain. His judgment ain't for this time; it's for the time coming. Go ahead.
Verse 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house.
Right. So once we set up the kingdom of heaven, put the heathen in slavery, all right, there's going to be, I believe, a feast day in which because it says, talking about all of the kings of the earth, a feast day where Esau, like all of them will be there. All of the heathen, because they suffer this madness too.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Read what that said again.
Come, verse 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
Because we're going to, after we, put them, in the 1,000-year period, because they're going to go through their hardcore slavery. But then after that, the heathen, we go give them their little parts here. This is you. We're not going to pollute the air, but they're going to be subject to the Israelites, man. Okay? They're going to be forced to live like us. All right? You're going to have to keep our holy days. Just like here, right now, what are you seeing? Jingle bells every goddamn where.
Yeah.
But when we, in our kingdom, it's Hanukkah,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever it is, man. The destruction of Babylon, which is the new Passover. Our days are going to be enforced, the Feast of Tabernacles and all that. Go ahead.
Verse 19. But thou art cast out of thy grave.
But you, nigga, go ahead.
Like an abominable branch,
Right, Esau, he's that abominable branch. Go ahead.
and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet.
Go to 20.
Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial.
Because the other the heathen nations are going to be buried. They'll never be in power again. But you're the only nation out of all of the heathen that will not take part of that, of having to see a righteous rulership. You're going to be totally cut off. That's right. All right, go ahead.
Because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, the seed of the evildoers shall never be renowned.
Right. Never be renowned.
So all the glory you get from this place right now.
That's it. You better.
Just,
Right.
You know it's future prophecy because when Babylon went down, we took over Media Persia, and the nations wanted in their glory.
Yeah. Good.
So you know,
Nope.
you know it's going to be that's future.
That's right. Just finish it off. On 21.
Verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children,
Uh,
for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and will cut off from Babylon name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. You ain't gonna be able to have no offspring. You come through her.
done.
You through. You done, man. All right. And this is what's coming to you, Edomites, so-called white people, man. That's right. And we're not ashamed of it. All right. We're gonna continue to push this word, man. Anybody else got anything else?
Lord about to sweep you with that group that was that besom of destruction.
Yeah.
The broom of destruction, man.
That's right.
Babylon will sink.
Forever. They'll never rise up again. So with that, we give all praise to Yahweh.
Power by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
The Bible Ball.
Bob, ETA, there too.